Hello, friends, and welcome to the Sacred and Sassy Soulpreneur, where we spill the mystic tea and have those conversations about running a spiritual business that no one is saying out loud. I'm your host, Kerry Waring, who, after 25 years of running my own business as a psychic medium soul coach, I'm tired of seeing spiritual women showing up, serving, and not making the income they deserve. Your spiritual gifts are meant to change lives, including yours. And here we are at the first week of August, and always that beginning of the month, I start with our cosmic currents for the month, delving into what spiritual energies that we have um, coming up so that we have something to work with to create greater soul alignment and experience more harmony and joy in your life. And I guess joy has been a real focus for me over the last week, I'd say. I'd really had some guidance from spirit to come in and really focus on how I'm receiving joy and how that equates to what I'm doing on a daily basis. But one of the things that I've discovered is a unique link between joy, our ability to manifest, and money. And I'm just in the process of all of that unfolding. And I guess one of the things that happened for me during the night is, like most mediums, I work very closely with the spirit in an essence of guidance of how it guides my life, guides my business. And so as I was going to sleep last night, I was very made aware that there was a distinction and a difference coming into my work. That spirit were um, guiding me um, to, I guess, a refocus, a reframe, not a full pivot, as I understand, but a little bit of a reframe, so to speak. And as I woke up this morning thinking about coming and doing this live with you, um, it was really Spirit's way of coming in and saying that um, they want this. They're guiding me to have this cosmic current, to have a more focused around money. And the reason being is that that will bring us to joy, because it's the two go hand in hand. And it's that high vibration of joy that creates harmony, that creates peace, that when we channel that energy into our manifesting projects, our conscious awareness around abundance, money, whatever you're looking to consciously manifest, because always sponsoring that is really a sense of joy, isn't it? That we then have a greater capacity to achieve what we're wanting to manifest, and in a way that is far easier and simplified than what the manifesting coaches, the money mindset coaches, um, all make it, how we make it so complicated. Hi, Jill, how are you? Thank you for being here. We make it so complicated and it doesn't need to be. So, first up, I want to start with a review of July. So, let's have a think about what July meant for you at this point. And I know what it felt for many of us. It was like a shifting sand. It was, we were having pivots coming in. We were thinking about new projects. People were looking at applying for new jobs. The things that you were doing on a daily basis really started to shift in July. And there was lots of movement. And clairvoyantly, I'm seeing that as shifting sands under our feet. So there were new focuses, new projects, and it was almost, even for some of us, there was like a a dusting off of our coat. Perhaps it was, so Jill, that's perfect because that's certainly where August is leading us. You know, it started that way for you and ended on a rather solid ground. And that's certainly where we're coming into now, Jill. So you're ahead of the game. Um, it's the dusting off of our coat is a clairvoyant image that I'm seeing. So perhaps it's we've been feeling a little, I'm hearing the word stifled. We've been a little plateaued for a while. Perhaps you're bringing some old ideas or projects out of the cupboard to refocus, dusting them off. And that's where we've been at. That's certainly what July felt like. As we move into August, as I mentioned with Jill, is certainly the first feeling that I've got is that we are moving into far more solid ground. And I'm hearing that we need to trust in that. Trust yourself well enough to know that you are guiding yourself forward from intuition, from your connection to the divine, and how you need to show up in your purpose. It's how your purpose needs to express itself right now. So trust in the fact that that solid ground is here, and it's from that point, from that solid ground, which you can build growth. So I want to draw us a card, and I guess the card I'm drawing is really for the first week. I am using one of my favorite decks. It's the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield. I feel for me, these have a sense of divine feminine in them, as well as for me, they're a little connection to my trip last year to Bali, which is where I discovered them. So they feel joyful for me. And as I said, I love any card that has a sense of the divine feminine in them, which a lot of oracle decks do. They do have, for me, they do have that feminine energy about them. So I've just had two cards pop out, and one of them is in reverse, and that's the second week. So we'll get to that in a minute. This first week is concentration. And I guess one of the things that's standing out for me, and this is going to be around your sense of money flow, around your sense of what you're doing in your business to create that money flow. And I guess there's a lot of planning taking place here. And that's what it feels to me. And we focused on that. But this little guy, the little mouse, is standing out for me. And he's a symbolic representation of Ganesha's ego. So it's a little important to be mindful of that. And what I'm actually hearing is, where is your ego holding you back? That's the question that we need to be aware of this week. Don't let your humbleness hold you back. Don't let your doubt hold you back. So tell me in the chat, Jill, thank you so much for being here. Does that resonate anywhere? Because that's what's going to be something we really need to be mindful of getting in the way this week. So yeah, don't let it hold you back. Work with that. And I guess one of the things that I'm doing right now, I mean, today is day 5 of what I'm calling my Joygasm Project. And it's every morning I'm waking up, hand over heart, and I'm just saying, how can I receive joy today? In answer to that today was just simply to do this live in a way that Spirit had unfolded for me and were guiding and directing me to do. So just simply ask that question. Simply ask every morning, how can you receive joy today. And it will lead you there, it will generate that beautiful, joyful energy, which then we can take and channel and direct with our intentions to achieve what we're looking for and bring that joy into our everyday, into what we're doing in our businesses, into what we're doing to earn our incomes. And so, even for people that may be watching this and are in a job that they're not happy with, you know, open yourself up to this because, in essence, as you're seeking to receive that joy, if it means that there's no joy in the current job that you're in, then at some point you'll be guided to how you can receive that joy. And that may well be a change in job. So that's week one. Just be really conscious of where your humbleness, your ego may be holding you back in that way. Week two. So, as I said, I've got this in reverse, Splendour. So this is week two. And I'm just going to, I've got a pen, I'm just writing down because just so I know which card relates to which week and I can keep working with that. So Splendour. So this is for me a little bit similar to how I work with elegance. And being that it came up in the reverse position means that we've got a bit of a block to it at the minute. And what I would say is that in that second week, as we come into that, it's really about opening ourselves up to more splendor, opening ourselves up to more elegance, opening ourselves up to the feel of that and what you can be doing, how glorious it can be. And really, it's working with spirit to ask that question. You know, that sense of curiosity that comes in is how magnificent can this project be that I'm working on? How magnificent can my business be this week? You know, that's a real question. And sometimes I'm not sometimes, I'm getting that when we set our minds to a goal or working towards achieve, we don't ask that question. We don't ask how magnificent can it be. We just sort of go with the doing and we don't ask how magical it could be and open ourselves up to that. So I want to certainly open your mind to that prospect, to the joy of that. And because we're just limiting ourselves, because we honestly don't see that, we honestly don't see how magnificent we can be. We don't see that for ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves in that way. And I really want to inspire you to do that. So if you haven't subscribed or followed me on socials anywhere, then please do so that when the second week comes, I can remind you of this. So, Jill, you love this card, and the main character of these cards is an elephant type being. Yes, that's Ganesha. And he's a great support, helps a problem solver, and these have been my favorite deck pretty much all year that I've been working with, and I really felt the desire and the joy to want to bring them in. One of the things that's standing out for me here is that there are a series of butterflies. Now, butterflies for me, I want to link that with the fact that I'm seeing all this gold energy as well. So that's telling me that in the second week, to look out for any little thoughts or shifts, changes that may come in. Because for me, butterflies are about transformational change that come through the mind. So through ideas, but the fact that they're linked with this gold energy tells me that they are linked to um, joy, to queen, to earning money, to bringing in the gold. And I guess what I'm feeling here is some recognition. So I'm really feeling that um, being seen for what you're doing, being seen and being understood, so there's like a new relationship coming in for people with how they serve others, and that's leading to a sense of joy. So remember, everything that I've said here right now, this presented as a reverse card with a block. So whatever work you need to do on that to open this up for you, um, step into it. You've got time to sort of shift and change that before we get to that second week. Hey, so if that's you, if you need that, then the links to work with me, to be supported by me, are below. Um, okay, so we've got week 3, little bit of a shuffle. And even just the thought of opening up to that mindset and potential of how magnificent you can be, and how magnificent your work can be, your business can be. Week 3, we have a sense of empowerment. And this is connected to solar plexus chakra. So, um, and a real sense of, I'm hearing Ganesha come in and say, I'm leading you there. So um, just know that the pathway that happens to get to this point is unfolding. It's what it needs to be. You are on solid ground. It is coming from a connection to self and a sense of self. So there will be new levels of empowerment coming in. And I want to remind people, especially for those that are in businesses, soulpreneurs that serve others, that you are the case study. You are the person that other people look to be the example of how you live your life, how you achieve what it is that you do. Others will be looking to that. And it's really a reminder to show up as authentically as you can, to show up and be that example for them. And because in truth, that's your attraction point too. So settle into that. There's a real sense of settling in to being the example and sharing that so others see you. There's a real example of that. And a real settling in and getting comfortable with that is what's part of that sense of empowerment. So, and it's the joy of that. Again, I'm making some notes. Okay, so that's our 3rd week and our 4th. What a great month. We're coming into wholeness. This is heart chakra energy, the green. For me, that equates to our healer wealth code. And there is a real sense of this whole month leads us to this. And it feels like a very significant month in that case, because it's from this point that the rest of your future is there. It's this point when we come into this wholeness, that then we actually start seeing momentum. Then we start to see that real moving forward, that we then start to see, um, the shifts in our money flow coming in. It's at that point. So it really sort of makes sense, this whole, the way that we've got this progression coming in, So so if you are certainly at this point, if you are creating new goals, creating new focuses or whatever, you've got a new offer in your business, if you have movement in any way, new ideas, new focuses, that pivot that was occurring last month, know that this is the journey that you've got for this month. It's that wholeness. So, in regards to that, hey Mel, thanks for being here. And people with elephant as their spirit animal, that speaks to me about a lot of strength. It speaks to me about a lot of being solid in who they are, someone that people can rely on. You know, wise as well. And I guess I'm even hearing the word territorial, but from a real positive perspective, because it's that herd, that, being connected to your herd, it's that being protective of your herd, your family, all of those beautiful things. So I digress there a little bit. And how does all of this affect our money flow? And I am hearing the words fluctuation. So you may see a little bit up and down, certainly a little bit of this throughout the month of August. Certainly, I would expect the second week to be a little quieter, especially if we haven't allowed ourselves to go into that splendor and magnificence of what our offer, our business can be at that point, and bringing that through before we come into empowerment and wholeness. So I would certainly start to see that little bit more solidness, and hearing the word structure coming in. So what I'm hearing is our structure isn't there yet to actually embrace the flow of energy and joy and money coming in for us. But it will be by the second half of August. So for those of you that are here with me, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask any questions around what I've been saying. And I have a few more minutes. So if anyone would like me to draw a card specifically for them, just let me know in the comments and I will do that. It's an interesting month, I think. And as I said, Mel, okay, cool. As I said, I've been going really focused on my Joygasm project each day, going through, and I'm sharing that. And I invite you to join me. I literally invite you to join me. The best place for us to do that. You can follow along on Substack, but also my school community. It's for sacred and sassy soulpreneurs. That is going to be a great place for us to delve into joy each day. So, okay, feeling you. I have the card for you, Mel, is drive. And I guess what I'm wanting to say is, what I'm feeling with this card is the drive that's needed for you to move forward. It feels like you've come, the mountains are behind you, right? So that's really important to know that the mountains, the tough stuff is behind you. But from where you are now, know that you are supported, that you are in this beautiful chariot. He's got gold all around him, but it is this of the mind. And it's here, his mindset, like his humbleness, his ego. It's healing that and shifting that that will drive you forward. Okay, that's sort of what I'm feeling. It's like the work that he needs to do to tame them a little to move forward into what you want to do. I really find that the easy way to do this is through the experience of joy. It is through some of what I talk about around creating elegance in your life and bringing through a greater sense of um, I hear the word humbleness, but to me, whenever I hear that, it's not, I hear it from spirit and it's their favorite word. Um, it's their favorite word in regards to ego. And for that means fear, doubt, all of those things. Stay focused on joy. That's the easiest way, Mel. And I know that you are in my school community. So please, interact there, share how you are receiving joy every day. The more that you can open up in there and get comfortable with doing that, the more you'll be able to express yourself in other areas as well. Because this for me is really related to something that you're asking for. It's like you have a goal, which may be something that's sitting within you right now. I feel like maybe it hasn't been externally expressed. It's something that you're holding on to, but it's like spirit knows. And um, spirit knows. So it may be something as simple as more balance in life, having some needs met. It may be more money, maybe any of those things. It may be something that you want to do for yourself or holiday with a family. It could be any of those things that are quietly sitting in your heart. And for me, it's like the work that you need to do is through the mind to bring you forward, knowing that the real struggle is behind you. So, um, so yeah, like just as I said, the easiest way to do that work is through the Joygasm Project. Essentially, I know that that's what's working for me right now. So, come along and do that. And thank you, Mel. You are welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I thank all of you that have taken time out to just be here, support the live that I'm doing, and by all means, please, when it comes out on the video, please share it with your friends because this is the energy that we're working with for the month of August. So God bless. Have a great month, and I'll catch you again live, same time next week, every Monday at 10:30. All right. Australian Eastern Standard Time at this point. Thank you.